So, welcome back. So, today, we're going to go into a little bit of regripping. One thing I was thinking is that, well, most pickleball players, because the sport is growing at an exponential rate, don't really know anything about regripping, because they won't do, because they're not exposed to things like tennis, like I am exposed to tennis my whole life. So I have to be regripped 1,000 rackets in my life, because I do it probably every 2 or 3 weeks. So maybe less than that, because at one point I had 5 or 6 rackets in my bag. So yeah, about that. So what I use on playing pickleball is the same as my tennis, because they are great grips. These, pardon the background noise, these are the Wilson Overgrip Pros. So they are awesome. So if you have a base grip, which is the very, like the black grip, or the very, kind of the grip that comes with the actual paddle that you have, I don't like that. I have got loads of experience playing tennis, and it feels more comfortable in my hand playing with an actual overgrip than it does an actual base grip. I'm just weird, but it's for a reason. So I found that overgrips are much more grippy because they've got a bit more of a chalk compound in them, and they're a bit better feel, just because you get more, I've got a bit more girth on that bottom of the paddle. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna actually overgrip and teach you guys how to do it. So what I'll do, I'm gonna get this overgrip out. I do use 2 overgrips because I like a thicker grip, that's all. And I'll show you what you gotta do and how it looks like. So I'll see you in a second when I get a grip out. So the first thing you need to do is take off the cellophane. So the cellophane is this plastic barrier that goes on the outside of the grip. This keeps the grips somewhat tacky and still dry without, over time them perishing. So the very first thing, you can see there's a triangle, and a smaller side is this side. On the back of this smaller side is a little square sticky tape. So you might be able to see it here, the camera focuses, I don't know if it is or not, but there's a little backing two-sided here. So your first thing you do is take that off. That little bit of square exposes that double-sided sticky tape. So when you get your paddle, try and follow, if you're more comfortable, you can do both, you can follow the line of the base grip, so the line is where you see that pattern of the actual paddle, it's going in that line. You can follow that line, or you can go opposite of that line. Depends what you want, you can do either side. I typically follow the line just the way I prefer it. So you do is, first thing, obviously take your cellophane off, take off your little double-sided sticky tape, and try and find where the grip starts to get thinner. So you can see it's getting thinner and thinner and thinner, and roughly around here is where this, very below, would start. So if I'm starting here, I put my double-sided sticky tape on that part, so that's attached. The very beginning part is the hardest part. It's the hardest part to get right because it's the one you have to have the most tension on. What people sometimes do is the over pull or the under pull, and the grips either get too tight and thin or too loose and baggy and they come off. So the trick is, keep it a medium amount of pressure, not to the point the grip begins to stretch, but enough so that it's quite tight, but not obviously over tight. First thing you want to do, try and get your grip to follow the very bottom of the bevel. And you can see I'm doing here, I'm trying to keep things really smooth, and what I'm using is I'm using my left thumb to maintain pressure on the grip. Because suddenly if I take my thumb off, it gets loose and all that tension's gone, it'll be a loose grip. So you keep that lovely tension and then use your left thumb to have that grip under tension, and now it's a good stopping point. If I want to stop and rethink, I've got that ability to do so. So my right hand, you want to have, now I work in metric, but this much, we call it 5 mil. I'm not sure what the Americans call it, but we call it 5 millimeters, or just overlapping enough, but not too much, because you want to have enough grip at the very bottom. So again, you can see I'm overlapping here. I'm using my thumb to stop it, and I've done the hard part because I've kept the tension at the top of the bevel, and now the easy part is just going around trying to follow that pattern again, using my left thumb to keep the pressure on so I don't lose tension, but don't over pull the grip so it stretches and ruins the grip. And again, just going around nice and smooth, keeping that pressure and that tightness with my left thumb, going around. And then at this point, easy, just follow a pattern. If you want to go thicker with a pickleball paddle, you can do, because there's a lot shorter grip than a tennis grip. So these are naturally a bit too long. What I'll do is I'll actually overlap the very top. So in my case, I'm going quite thick now. So now I'm back onto the thicker level. So it's almost half and half now when it comes to overgrip to under the base grip. Again, keep going. And then now I'm at a point where I can keep my thumb on there and just take it off and then keep going and just spin that paddle around the grip. Keep going. And then now I come to the very bottom. And you can do 2 things. You can tear it off if you want to, or cut it off with scissors. I was taught a trick when I was young with my dad, that if you actually, now you can flip over, you actually get to the bottom, And you can go, so you go quite quick now. Hit the bottom, and you can actually begin to overlap. If you want to try and preserve your grip, fold the grip in half. When it creates is a thinner and controlled edge. So when you put the tape on the paddle, it's now all in line. But sometimes people, what they do is they don't know this trick and they have it so it's just square. So then the actual tape that's provided in your package has an exposed part of the grip. You don't want that. You want to try and keep that nice and tidy. So you fold it over in half and then keep wrapping. And there you go. On that part, I've got a fully over-gripped paddle. It's enough for me to feel that you get enough two hands on the paddle. All I do is finish is this two sides sticky tape. Take off one side. So take off both sides. If you're not confident this, what you can do is you can put just that one half on the paddle. So then now it's on the paddle, not going anywhere, and then I can just remove that under part. And same thing, use your other hand or same thing, your non-gripping thumb to keep tension. Or if you're really confident like me, you can just go around and keep the tension on. If you're not confident, keep the thumb on there and wrap around. And then that part keeps your paddle nice and tight, and that's it. Job done. Paddle re-gripped, and I can now for another probably 2 or 3, 4 weeks without needing to re-grip it again, and it's great. Very tacky. That's going absolutely nowhere in my hand, and a base grip unfortunately will not have the same kind of tackiness or kind of grip. And when you sweat, especially in the south, this will absorb more than the base. The base will kind of keep that kind of moisture in your hand, and your paddle will fly in your hand. So, thank you for watching. If you want to see more of this kind of content, like and subscribe. If you want to see more of me doing more pro events and more lessons and more tactical tips, again, like, comment, and if you want to, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.